Ladies and gentlemen,
Hello.
we
Hello.
did it at the same time. You did it.
All right, so there's only one
Law.
bar. Why isn't the bar on the other side going? Why aren't there two bars going up?
I don't know, man,
See,
but
that's the fucking problem.
I don't think
I'll
it's a
tell you right
problem.
now.
Can you ask your mom if she can hear us?
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I don't think it's
use
the
bad
problem.
language.
Now he cares after he shut us down.
Right. All of a sudden.
Now you're Mr. Sensitive over here.
Mom, I'm sensitive to moms.
Oh, it's okay. It's just Chris's mom,
Oh, shit. She probably-
and I hear Chris curse at her all the time.
yeah, she's fucking up all the time.
I don't even have to check it anymore. I'm so
15
I'm
every
so
three.
confident, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm so.
He said the
confident.
son, and here he says school bus.
Yeah. What
What
time is it? I don't even know. 7:34. This
behind.
guy is showing up for a 7:30 podcast.
A pile of school buses that the sun was coming down the road because of the winter sun.
The winter sun.
You guys,
Winter is coming.
winter sun. All right, let me see.
I hate you both.
Nah.
No, I do. I hate you both. We're gonna have to go into what the heck we're doing here, why we're doing it. I want to do that. How is this healthy?
Well,
As I'm sitting at an Italian restaurant on Monday,
That's-
I'm at an unveiling.
why do you have
How
to
many
eat out
times
so
a
much?
week do you go to a restaurant?
Right.
I was at an unveiling.
Unveiling these
Unveiling
nuts.
what?
Unveiling, that's a Jewish thing. A year after somebody passes away, you
Oh,
unveil-
shit.
go back to the cemetery and everything like that.
My
Get
bad.
them back up?
So yeah, we unveil them. Yeah, no, pretty much. That's when
their gold.
you put the headstone in and the footstone in and stuff like that. So we go to this very famous Italian restaurant in Queens, Parkside restaurant,
Where in Queens?
Corona Park. We've been there. I thought it would have been there for 100 years. It's only been there for like 50, but it's
Is it
very famous.
Near the Lemon Ice King of Corona?
I don't know. It's right by City Field and
Yeah.
Arthur Ashe and the Terrace on the Hudson over there, or whatever the hell it's called. Terrace on the
Yes.
Hudson, is that what it is?
She can hear us.
Anyway, yeah, I'm so confident about that. So I'm at the Italian restaurant, and I'm like, all right, this is day 3, no problem. And you know, the
had
bread
that.
comes out.
My head is all washed out. with
Oh,
this
here we
excessive
go.
light.
Jeez, oh, you want to see if it's a backlight? Here, I'm gonna see if it's
That's all right.
He doesn't want to hear
No,
this,
don't
so
do the backlight. Makes it worse. Watch. Go ahead, do it.
it doesn't change it at all. I got to do it at the menu. I'm not gonna mess with it.
That's all right.
So anyway, so I'm at the Italian restaurant. The bread comes out. This, that, the other thing come out. The butter, the fucking guy. Jesus, we are all washed out. You're 100% right. We look better down there.
All right, that's where everybody sees us. but
Yeah.
still, I'm
Um.
blinding them with my cranium.
Yeah, that's what they say.
So then the salad comes out. They're like, "Oh, you're not gonna eat salad. You're not gonna eat bread, all that kind of stuff." I'm like, "No, I'm on a carnivore diet, and I have to start explaining it to 40 people, but it's all good because it was worth it." Then the pasta comes out. The freaking best, freaking look like ziti pomodoro I've ever seen and smelled in my entire life.
happens.
Obviously.
That's what happens.
Can't do that. Then everything keeps on coming out, and then food took forever. And the funny thing is, I'm sitting there at the table while they're eating the pasta, they're eating the bread and the salad. Man, they're eating that salad. It was like the best looking and smelling salad I've ever seen. I'm
Well,
like,
it wasn't.
the only thing I could eat here on this table,
What does the
Are those-
salad smell like?
it smells very good. It was the tab of butter, and then I could dip it into the Parmesan cheese and then eat it with a fork. I'm like, that's what I can eat. I'm like, you're eating salad. I'm the healthy one here. How is that possible? How is this healthy?
All right.
Somebody-
so first of all, this is not
What I'm
about-
trying to say.
Right. What you meant to say was
Yeah, right.
you're stupid.
No. What we're doing is using a diet as a way to change physiology. Whether it's healthy or not is a different story.
Oh.
That remains to be. There's many healthy diets. The human body is an adaptive machine, right? So it's going to adapt and be healthy in so many different environments: a vegan environment, a carnivore environment, and everything in between. But what we're doing is testing your fucking psychology, which apparently
Fail.
you need a lot of
Fail. We're bullshit button. Fail. Let's go. I don't like it. I don't like this.
It's been 6 days.
It's been 8 days.
Whatever.
7
days.
Friday to Friday.
Friday to
It's
Friday.
8 days.
Yeah,
Because
but
I had to
Friday
do all
just-
Friday. I guess I
Friday
haven't
just
finished
started.
this Friday. Okay, you got it.
All right, so we're 7 days into a carnivore experience, and what you're really talking about, carnivore
Dude,
experience.
I like that.
you are an absolute linguist. Let
I
me tell
love
you.
it.
You
Yeah.
are the carnivore experience.
It just made it so much more fun.
Yeah,
You know what? I could do this for another week only because you called it that.
and every complaint you have has to do with the fact that you're fucking hangry.
Right.
Well, this guy's gaining weight. I don't understand. Like I'm not a meat eater like that. Like my brother-in-law, Kelly's
eating too
brother,
much.
I've seen him eat like 3 or 4 like big ass T-bone steaks ever like that. He has no limit to the amount of steak. For me, I'm like, that's not me.
Yeah.
Put donuts in front of me, and there's no limit to what I can eat.
Right.
But I'm like,
That's why you're having a problem with
Right.
this, because
Yeah.
you're a sugar burner.
I'm a sugar burner.
And what's
I'm
interesting,
never into sugar burner.
what's interesting is that you're actually choosing to just calorie restrict. You're like, I just can't eat that much, and and I can't eat those things. So now I'm just going to eat less. And you said you lost weight.
Oh,
What did you
I'm
lose?
down. This is the lightest I've been since college when I first started ramping up.
You're welcome.
It's
And
not a good. I
7
don't need to
days.
be this.
And how
Seven
light.
fascinating
days.
is this?
It's 7
I'm
days.
gaining weight.
Yeah.
What are
'Cause
you?
I feel like
Are
I've
you
never
just eating
eaten
steak?
so much in my life.
Right.
Well, yeah, because you've been eating twigs and berries.
Why are you eating so much? What do you think is?
It's like I don't know. It just goes down so easy because there's no fiber. There's no, like
Right.
I'm usually eating a salad that's this big with every bean, nut,
Right.
twig, stick. Like, so I could eat this much of a salad, but I'm like the grass-fed thing at chopped meat at Trader Joe's is a pound of chopped meat.
Right.
I could saute it up and just crush it in 5 seconds. Like, it just nothing
Yeah.
to it. So
You
I'm
know,
overeating.
So it's interesting
I
because
get heartburn.
I think he's got time. I think he's got more time than us.
no,
What do you
no,
think?
no, no.
I think he got more time than us. He's working 18 hours.
I love time.
You do. Is it simple?
It is.
Does it bring you peace?
It does.
What more? Podcast over. We'll see you guys next week.
So a gorilla will sit and eat 16 hours a day.
Right.
Right. And it's just
I'm a gorilla now.
plant food, plant food, right?
I can see that.
But a lion is going to take down a fucking gazelle, and that's it. He's done for the day. He takes a nap. It's done for the day.
I like that too.
More efficient, huh?
One giant meal, right? So the carnivore experience
Mhm.
is different. So what you're trying to do is eat, not trying to do, but what your body is doing is consuming food as if you were still a plant-based guy.
Yeah.
And I would say after 7 days, that's entirely not enough time.
Yeah,
For
no,
your body
I'm not
to
worried
adapt.
about it. I'm having a good time. It doesn't bother me at all.
He's having a good time.
I'm-
I am not having a good time.
This doesn't get any. It's such a funny, like, this is so great because we're on all opposite perspectives of this. Like, this can't get any easier for me,
Mhm.
like, because it's brainless eating. Like, I don't even have to
You
think.
have to think.
All right, let me hear some meals. What do you get? What are you eating?
I show you my meals every day. Last night
I
had,
showed you.
He
guys.
does. He does take. I started,
Right.
but I've
So,
stopped because I'm angry.
you know,
Steak.
last night I had 3 eggs, 3 eggs, some Greek feta, and a little slab of grass-fed butter. That was it.
You got to change the cheese up a little bit. I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
some halloumi.
I'm
Why,
also-
what's wrong with the feta now?
So this is a little casserole I made here. A
Oh,
little-
he's using those egg white.
little-
Hold on.
Yeah, so that's kind of like
shoot,
the
it's
same
over
thing
there.
I had there.
Oh, you don't have the.
It's right on top over there if you want to grab it.
No, it's not. It's... what do you mean?
No,
Oh,
this is the old school one. Yeah, the top one. Yep. Oh, look at that. He gets some airtime, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen. It's
We'll
about
clear
time.
out.
Poor Chris in the corner over there.
Mhm.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
I don't mind. Mhm.
Yeah.
Ooh, hold on.
Plugging in. You okay? Oh, you got
Yeah.
dizzy.
No, I just took my NAD plus.
Oh,
You gave
Yeah.
yourself. So what do you feel? What happened?
It's just a giant like flush
oh,
within
yeah.
like the first 30 minutes.
Ooh,
You usually get a
I
little
lost it.
heart
There
rate.
it is.
Heart rate gets rapid. for a
So
second.
this is 5 eggs raw.
That wasn't it. Hold on. Find your
with
find your
with
stuff.
feta cheese in the center of the little casserole dish I'm about to stick
You-
in the oven.
Oh, I was about to say 5 eggs raw. I'm like, oh my god,
Badass.
Rocky,
Fucking Rocky and shit.
So
dude.
I stick that in the oven.
Talk about the carnivore experience.
I stick that in the oven, and
That's-
I take these egg lights here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I saute them up with a little salt and pepper, a little butter, just to kind of get them nice and crispy.
He's
'cause it's
showing
like-
off
it's
his
like a-
all clad
it's like a
there.
wrap.
Rich guy.
Hold on, and then I
So
take
you
it out of the
cooked it better?
casserole,
Look at that.
and then I take this and I just chop it up, make it all into like an egg salad.
What's on there? You got some herbs and spices on there? Oh, now we're doing herbs and spices?
No. What the burnt
Probably
stuff
having
is
vegetable
butter. The burnt
Oh,
stuff
okay.
is butter.
Got it.
But there's salt and pepper on
Salt and pepper I've been using.
So you put the feta
Garlic.
in the oven
it with the eggs.
That's
It
good.
It
That's
all
good.
cooks. I take a knife and I make a mess out of it. I make like an egg
This
salad.
weekend. This weekend I'm preparing for next
So
week.
here's what
This
And I put it in this as like a pita, and then it's
No,
like
that looks great.
Okay, so that's just lunch, right? So if I'm gonna go to dinner, boom, this is
yeah,
come on.
just basic.
That's just
Is that
fantastic.
a 12 ounce piece of meat?
This is
Where'd
like
you get that
20
from?
ounce from Fresh Market. Fresh Market. Maria gets it now. I usually get a
It's a
half.
good-looking piece of
I
steak.
usually get a half a cow from upstate New York, from my people up at Co Movement Gym.
Yep.
They have a relationship with local farms up there, and I go up and I'll get either a quarter or a half cow at a time. But we ran out and hadn't had a chance to place my order. So
All right. So that was a
I got the
16
butcher
ounce
box
steak,
of
you said? 20 ounce?
that was like a
16?
20-ounce sirloin. That
Okay.
thing is thick.
The
Yeah.
steak is the one thing that's very easy for
So
me.
here's my
I'm having problems with other stuff.
here may be partial problem is, do you do your own cooking?
Have been actually for the
Okay.
last week, but typically I don't.
Right. So maybe
And she knows. No, we're going over it because she's trying to
yeah.
learn. She goes, last night she made this meat sauce, but she put the tomato sauce in there. I'm like, oh, Fatu's so close, but
she
I can't
cook?
have this sauce.
Right.
No, not Kelly. It's our nanny. And so she cooked me the bacon and all like that. So I had a piece of chicken, bacon, and I threw a piece the hard cheddar on top because I looked at cheddar was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Parmesan is like the best. I see the people on carnivore right now literally walking around just gnawing on large blocks of Parmesan cheese, like a block of Parmesan cheese.
keep it in my backpack.
So, and I completely understand what they're doing because I now, there is no snacks. I think that's my biggest thing.
Jerky
And I'm not
beef
talking-
sticks.
I'm not talking about sweet snacks. I'm just talking about the intermeal, in between
The
meals.
emotional event.
Oh,
It's
you
like cigarette smoking.
Yeah.
So the best analogy is people who smoke need typically
Oral fixation.
Yeah, well, they need to take a mental break periodically. So let's just say less than once an hour,
Pussies.
once an hour, or that'll have. There's a reason why there's 20 cigarettes in a pack.
Right.
They understand people will go on that mental break. So you have a cigarette break. There's a, you're working, you're at your station, you're doing whatever you're doing in the cubicle or whatever. Back in the day when you could smoke in the office, and at least once an hour, you're gonna.
What a waste of time.
But it's
Working?
the emotional break.
Work time. No smoking.
Yeah.
Make a laugh. Remember, we used to have to allow people to go outside and not.
That was after they kicked you. You couldn't smoke inside. Then you had to let people go outside for a cigarette break. So did you ever smoke?
No.
Did you ever smoke?
Yeah.
I was a smoker.
Yeah, and with smoking, they say it's the same thing with snacking. It's that you can almost time it to be almost exactly the same. You're looking for a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
So the dopamine hit, and now
You guys are stronger men
now
than
you
I
can
am.
scroll on your, maybe you take a break every hour to fucking go on your Twitter and scroll and get some dopamine. But I get my dopamine from coffee. I've been a little bit of a coffee junkie, and I drink more coffee when I stop snacking. Right. So
I've noticed that I'm drinking more coffee too because it's like I need something.
Yeah.
I gotta get more. I think preparation is going to be key for me. I don't have the time. Like steaks
No.
are easy, dude. It's that's fine. But I'm surprised at how much I'm working right now because not having with the work divorce, I figured I'd have some more time and I have less.
but what prep? I don't understand. What are you prepping?
Even going food shopping.
What? Steak, eggs, and cheese.
Yeah, I gotta
Jerky and meat sticks.
Go.
Well, on top of that, I'm gonna freeze a lot of stuff, so I gotta defrost a lot of stuff. I
just go
I got
once a week.
listen.
Did anybody
Don't
try-
forget, my kids are
Did anybody
9 and
try the
11
soup
years
I
old.
made? Did you try
I
the soup?
did. I made that soup.
Yeah,
I put
that's it.
pork in it, so I had a
Pork,
pork.
ground beef, whatever.
Yeah. It was great. One day, put it in the refrigerator. Try to make it.
Refrigerator. You gotta fucking eat it. You don't put that in the refrigerator.
Have you
and
met
eat
my
it up.
wife? She doesn't make one dish. She makes food for 44 people, and I throw out 42 and a half people's worth of food.
Well,
I
you
can't
should
say it.
just deliver some to me or tell me. I'll come.
I could have
pick
done
up.
it.
Plug
It was.
this
It
in.
actually worked out really, really well. I was so that one I ate quite a bit of because I was freaking starving.
So this is.
And I was
this
on
is-
day like 5.
This is
4.
one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites.
I'm eating a lot of
here.
eggs. 3,
Go
2,
ahead.
1.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
So here
This is a good one.
we got
Yeah.
the bacon, of course.
Yeah.
And these are 3 poached eggs, and I poached them in bone broth.
Yeah.
It was fucking great.
It looks great.
And then the side of
Looks
feta
extra,
there,
extra,
Yeah.
extra fancy.
Which
It
so I
was
got
It
the
took me 5 minutes to
I know.
I got you got to prepare the bacon because the bacon takes a while.
prepare the bacon. Just fucking cook it. You don't
Put it in the
prepare
oven.
It takes a while. I don't
You
have
you're
that
not
time. Every
seasoning it.
second of my life is taken. I got the big tub of feta from Whole Foods.
Hold on.
I hope that's a good one.
I don't know.
It doesn't taste as good as like some of the ones.
That's a fucking bird.
Oh, stop! You want to compare birds? Stop it! I compare birds with you.
All right, switch.
I just got the. I just went into getting. We got the feta that said Greek feta because I figured that was probably the best feta. I don't know.
Where'd you get it from?
That I got from Uncle Giuseppe's.
There
I
actually,
love Uncle
and there actually
Giuseppe's.
is a good feta at Costco, like a nice
Yeah,
big.
I don't go to
big
Costco.
with the,
I love
I'm
Costco.
with the
Costco.
brine.
You want to come to Costco with me?
I would.
I love Costco. I'll go whenever you want.
No,
That's how
but
much I
in a
love it.
pinch, in a pinch, if you need something, it's easy to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because I wanted to mix it up, so I did a ground pork, and I figured like it's like almost seemed Chinesey with the egg drop soup, and it was a great idea, and I did it that night.
Are
Actually,
you pooping?
they're like little pebbles.
He's
I
like
can't
a deer.
stand it. I'm leaving those little fucking mounds.
Like a little deer.
Nah, I mean,
How
and
often?
it's
How often?
every day. Yeah, you're
So,
backed up.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you, when you're in your plant-based world, your poop is regular and solid and formed and all
No wipers?
all that stuff.
I poop a few times a day on when I'm beat.
A few times a day.
Every time, like
Amazing.
almost like when
Every
I
time you
eat,
eat?
like
When
twice a
you're
day.
plant-based, yeah.
Yeah. Depends on how many beans and stuff, whether it's a solid sucker or not. But
Yeah.
it's I can count on my 6:15 poop, and then maybe another time at night or in the day. Or
That's the one I
twice in the
miss.
morning.
I wake up, I immediately go to the bathroom.
Like if I gotta go, if I don't get there, I'm gonna have an accident. Kind of a
In the
feeling?
morning one, yeah, there's no stopping me. If you're in the way, I got to run you down. Otherwise, I'm gonna shit my pants.
No,
Yeah.
see,
The
I
other
like
ones I can control, but the first
But it's
one,
not loose.
Sometimes
for the last 20 years of my life. The clock rings at 6:01 a.m. I
Boom.
get up. I go, guys, I need a cup of coffee to get my things moving. And I'm like, I don't need a cup of coffee. I
No.
walk directly to
Yeah.
the bathroom. It's been perfect for 20 years. Now I'm messed up.
right
Now I'm messed up because of you guys.
But I
hate
think
you guys.
my stomach. I think my stomach is always been a problem, right? Because
Mine has always been a problem since I was a kid.
I've always I don't know if it's from the Lyme disease or I
Mhm.
also had C. diff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
I got C. diff, and then I had also, what's the other one? And I was a side effect of one of our friends' programs. No names.
Oh.
This is more
the
recent.
breathing one.
Yeah. The H. pylori.
No, H. pylori is the
SIBO.
ulcer.
SIBO.
Yeah.
See,
And I got SIBO because of
Well-
side effect of misinformation.
Yeah. And SIBO is
what we heard was maybe a possibility in the figment of the world of misinformation. Please.
No.
Oh, here we
Everyone
go.
has to take responsibility. So we're all. I just love.
we
like,
didn't use any words like Maxine
No.
Nation.
No.
No.
Oh, here we
But
go.
yeah,
he's,
so- no,
he's
this guy.
tiptoeing again.
Always.
He's tiptoeing again.
So that's it. So I mean, we're all coming from such different angles of.
Yeah.
I'm consuming mass amounts of fiber and gigantic bowls of food, and then now I'm just like I could just stop eating. Honestly, but we'll wait for that. We're gonna tell you what's next.
No, I already saw what's next. Is that New Year's? He's like, let's do a 5-day
I already got
complete.
people already committed. So we got
Who is committed, Lauren?
Lauren. He's in. I got
I'm
a
in.
couple people.
I
from my
got
office
guys. What are you trying to do? I'm not 100% sure what you guys are all trying to do to me. That's what I don't
It's
know.
all about
I used to be normal.
you. Are, this is normal. Do you see?
You used to be common.
Right. You used to be basic.
Oh.
You were basic.
It was the common experience, though.
You're a 1%er now. You know how many people have managed to get through a fast? It's a very difficult thing to do. You have to be locked in mentally, physically, and spiritually on all levels, man.
Yeah,
I
know
mean,
what?
I've
And
done-
also in my world, because I do different type of chiropractic than you. You know how many people went through Ironman, Ultra Ironman? I'm not fucking doing that.
Yeah.
So I don't think I want to do this. 5 days?
I mean, if you
Water?
want to quit early, 5 days.
Water.
5 days
Just water.
Come on.
Just water.
Nothing else but water.
I mean, you could salt your water if you're getting cramps. Like when I did my last one, I made it to like day 8 before I cramped up, and then I just started doing water.
How is fasting for 8 days?
Good for
There's
you.
a million things.
You
It's
want,
hot.
you want
the
to run through it?
There's
Yes,
a
quickly.
thing on YouTube right now about these 2 doctors that they're following through a 40-day fast. They're doing 20 days nothing, 20
Mhm.
days of greens and stuff. and they're breaking it down. They're doing some energetic healing. They're doing all of this stuff, and they're following. But there's doctors talking about it. But I mean, there's autophagy. There's hormone production. There's your body
testosterone, baby. Come on.
It goes up. Your growth hormone, testosterone climb on day 4.
Hair. Will I get hair?
You won't get hair. You'll still be half a bitch.
Steve's talking. Look, I mean, the two of us almost look exactly the same if I do this. If I do this, there's a little bit so left back here.
I mean,
So
the real science behind it is once your body starts getting through all the glycogen, right, and everything, then it will start to
break down muscle.
No. It'll go to all the weak and sick cells, tissues, and it'll kill off tumors and supposedly cancers, and it will.
Oh, you can't make claims like that.
No, I'm not making claims.
No.
Supposedly.
All right. Supposedly, allegedly,
It's
he's
science.
seen it somewhere in the book.
Science.
You're going to have to catabolize, and the body's going to preferentially catabolize weak tissue,
Right.
or tissue that is old or senescent or what have you. But
What you're trying to say is,
no. But just think about it.
you
From
want to do the 5-day fast? You want to do
done
this
it. That's
after we do this carnivore?
the
It's
best
easier.
time.
It's the best time.
Time to roll right in. We have to quit coffee though.
No. So here's the thing.
Oh, you just struck a chord right there.
Now,
All
now
right.
you get-
Now I know how to
we're
manipulate you
talking, all right?
guys.
So if you're
We're gonna
gonna
start
make
using
me-
one against the other.
if you're gonna make me quit coffee, I'll do it. Whatever.
He's gonna fight people.
I'll do it.
Okay,
I'm not
But
afraid,
is there a but?
fuck, I don't want to do it.
Yes.
got to.
Because
Part
that's
of
that's the one vice.
All right, hold on a second.
I give up anything.
You're gonna give up coffee.
We're gonna go through Christmas and New
Sacrificing
Year's.
Coffee.
First of all, we're not gonna drink on New Year's.
I don't drink.
We're not gonna drink on New
I'm
Year's.
drinking New Year's.
Yeah.
So my idea was to
Hold-
kind of make it to
Mind you, when I say I'm drinking New Year's, I'm gonna have a couple of whiskeys.
That's
I
it.
sound
Couple
like
of
I'm getting-
tequilas.
sound
I don't-
like I'm getting drunk.
Well, I'm not 21 anymore.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like, I mean,
It doesn't. That doesn't affect anything. I mean,
With what we're
affects
doing right now.
fasting. It doesn't affect anything we're doing right now. Just have a couple drinks. What's the
Yeah.
difference?
No,
alcohol,
it's fine.
sugar, man. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, at the end
Uh,
of the day, it's. I mean, you listen.
Do you have those ketosis sticks?
Old man forgot 'em.
I
Oh,
didn't-
look who's talking about showing up at
didn't-
7:32 over here.
I
Yeah.
didn't bring them.
Bus.
Uric acid. Is
Well, I
something.
mean, I have to be in ketosis, dude.
I'm definitely not.
How are you not in ketosis?
I don't know. My body, I've
He's-
this
he's
struggles metabolically.
I'm sorry. He is more likely to be in ketosis than you and I because
'cause he's wound up
He's
all the
calorie
time.
restricting at the same time. You and I are not really calorie restricting.
Yeah. And I can tell I'm not in ketosis.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to get into ketosis? When I'm like,
No,
I don't know.
if-
You having
if you're
any grams
fasting-
of carbohydrate at all? Zero. Probably,
If you're
right?
fasting, you're gonna go into ketosis in like 72 hours. If you're doing a water fast,
So I did.
I have no doubt that you're in ketosis. Now,
Back, yeah. So back, I did something like this. I think 2018, where I was monitoring my ketones, monitoring my blood sugar, and I was, basically grain free or Whole30 or whatever, and I was being monitored by another same guy, friend of ours, from our group,
Mhm.
and I just couldn't get in. My glucose would stay high, my ketones were just not coming up, and it took me
with fasting or
no,
low
no,
carb?
this is
low
what the-
carb,
yeah.
like no carb, low carb, and I was just metabolically it's just a dip. For some reason, I'm just a difficult case. So as soon as
what were your numbers? Like you would check the meter and would it be like 0.2?
it would just be it wouldn't go. No, it wouldn't.
Would it be 0.9?
It would be most of the time would be just non-existent ketones.
Yeah.
And then my glucose was always like, my after my morning spike and 34 whatever 30 minutes
Mhm.
later, I would always be still like in the upper 90s.
Now you're making me nervous.
100, 102. So then he was just like, you just got to stop eating.
Well, you got
That's-
to like fast.
You got to fast.
So fast will trigger it,
Yeah,
and then you can maintain it
then
once
I
you
took
trigger.
daily notes of my sugars, my
Mhm.
glucoses, my symptoms, and I just went through. I did 11 days, 1 year, and then I did 10 days the next year, and then I just do 7 days every once in a while,
Full fast.
just water.
Yeah. Listen, this is something I feel like
So we're all
we should
metabolically
do
different.
once a year.
Yeah.
Kind of like reset the body and
It's
stuff.
just 7 days once a year. It's supposed to have a tremendous amount of effect on your overall health. It's supposed to be incredible.
So the
That's what we're gonna do.
all right. So the fasting
5 days?
record,
5 days. You said 5 days.
the fasting
Let's see.
record is over a year.
Yeah.
Angus, whatever his name is, it's well documented, and all he did was take nutritional supplements, and he went from 400 pounds, I think, to 180 pounds.
Yeah.
But again, I always ask people who tell me that story, like, is there any follow up on him? Like, a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years after that? I'm curious
Right.
because I don't know the answer. I would assume he would be like a Biggest Loser, like just gain it all back kind of a thing.
Right.
Especially that study that came out this week. This study that came out this week shows that fat cells have memory
Yeah, mine do.
and will reinflate.
And a year's worth of resetting. You don't have the same fat cells in your body after a year, right? I mean,
You have the same fat cells in your body.
you do
your whole
after a
life,
year.
your entire life.
Oh.
You do not once you've matured physically, you have the same fat cells. They just get bigger and smaller for the rest of your life. Just like, you know what I mean? Like there's.
I guess. I mean,
You don't add. Now there.
You would
I'm
know
sorry.
more about this than
No,
me.
no,
I'm not even.
I'm sorry. There
challenging.
is a minority of people, and these are the
That's why lipo works.
these are the people who
Yeah.
their fat cell 80% of the people or more, their fat cells hypertrophy. There's a small percentage of people who actually have hyperplasia. They actually make more fat cells. Those people are the ones who are they're healthy metabolically and they're fat.
Right.
You know,
I'm the opposite.
but
I'm
those
skinny,
those are
unhealthy.
rare.
You're skinny fatty.
You're skinny
I'm
fat.
skinny fat guy.
Yeah, that's why your LDL is going to go up. But we can have that
Probably
conversation.
gonna
So many
die.
conversations to have.
Yeah, yeah. It's
We
fun.
can go in,
It's
in different
fun.
I
directions.
just, yeah.
Who's having fun? I'm not having fun.
I
Look at how
am.
much fun
I
you're
gotta
having.
start measuring my food. That's what I'm gonna start.
But
I don't think you have to. Why?
Because I'm probably eating too much.
the studies on
I get so full. It's
the
gross.
studies on fasting going back to the 1960s at Harvard, they did 40-day fast on these college students, and they got them so deep into ketosis. And the reason they chose 40 days is because it was biblical.
Yeah.
40
Right.
days and 40 nights.
Yeah.
By the way,
Were they eating manna?
But the study they did can't be done again because you could never get an IRB to approve that.
IRB.
What
You know what an IRB is?
internal review board?
Huh.
They wear
Okay,
they-
Mr.
I'm on a lot of boards.
I'm important.
I'm not even on a board of my
This is
own house.
my.
But check this out.
Vernacular.
So their
Mhm.
their ketones are so high, and they injected them with insulin towards the end of their fast,
Yeah.
and they gave them, if your glucose goes down to 20, you're fucking toast. You should be in a coma. Nothing happened to these people because their ketones were like 8.
Yeah.
Their ketones were so high.
Mine were.
They
Probably
they
deleted it.
injected them with enough insulin to put them into a coma. Nothing happened. It's crazy. Like the
So
body.
that's
will-
healthy.
No, it's not. It's adaptive.
Adaptive.
The-
Oh,
Starvation is not
he is
healthy.
absolutely magical. You are a wordsmith, man. It's unreal. No wonder why you're having the success you have. Carnivore experience, adaptive. I love it, dude.
But
That's great.
you lived your life adapting to nothing but three meals a
Adaptive.
day, snacks, Dr. Pepper, and
He
and
saw me one time with a Dr. Pepper. Forever, I'm Dr. fucking
Never
Pepper.
this
I'll
guy
never
was
live
a-
it down.
He's a Dr. Pepper addict. Dr. Pepper's stock went down since he went.
That's
carnivore.
right. You screwed that. We just lost a sponsor.
Got 8.8, 9.3,
How long ago was this?
6.9.
Those were your ketone levels?
Oh, my ketones 6.9, 6.3.
This is 18, 2018.
7.8.
That was during the long fast. the
Yeah,
extended fast.
6.7.
And then when you started eating, no carb. And then when you
I
started,
started first, and it just couldn't get me into where he wanted me. My glucose day,
see, here's the thing. What do you mean where he wanted me?
my sugar was staying high, my ketones weren't coming on, so I wasn't burning any ketones.
So after the 10-day fast and your ketones got to those levels there, did you go low carb? Like you started eating again?
yeah, I
You
started
went low-
eating again.
And you're saying your ketones just went right back down to zero?
Yeah, they went down.
To what?
I don't know. I didn't write it down.
Even with zero carbs or
I
low carb.
I don't agree. Here's what I believe. A lot of people think that how deep into ketosis you get matters. Nutritional ketosis is defined by 0.5 milligrams per deciliter, and anything above that, you're in ketosis. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're not supposed to have glucose. You're still going to have 85 milligrams per deciliter of glucose,
Yeah.
but your ketones are going to go up, and they don't have to go up excessively. So if you're at 0.8, 0.9, 1.0, you're in nutritional ketosis. When the numbers get super high, all right, you're mobilizing body fat, you're
You're still in
Adapting.
I
ketosis.
lost 15 pounds
and you lost 15 pounds in what period of time?
in those 10 days.
Yeah. So what do you
Well,
think you
there's a lot
lost? How much of that do you think was fat?
I don't know. Not much.
Not much.
No.
How much of it was muscle?
Lean muscle.
Probably most of it.
How much of it was water?
Probably 5 pounds of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
You're dehydrating yourself from the inside out.
well that's why we need electrolytes.
Yeah.
You know.
I just liked it for the challenge.
It's a mental thing for you.
It's just
All
fun.
of this is mental. Just
I like
testing yourself. Why don't you do Ironman?
Because I can't run.
You can't ride a bike.
Can't
We
ride a
know
bike.
that.
Can't ride a bike. Fucking,
All right.
but my blood work.
What's
is
another
really
mental
good.
challenge that you can challenge him?
Well, you know, I went to Chris's
Clinic.
weekly healthcare.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry I missed it. You can't do it on a Tuesday. I told you that.
Sorry,
I
you missed
want to
out.
go. I want to come to your clinic to get treatment, care. What is it called?
class.
What do you call what you do?
Okay. Optimizing health.
There we go. I want to get my health optimized because it's. I was telling him before. Like I got Greg. We just interviewed this guy John Gouldo I talked to you about, and he's a CBP guy. And obviously your stuff is coming up, and so everything's coming up on my phone right now, and I'm intrigued, and I want to do it.
Nice.
So, anyway, how was the class?
It was great. And what's cool is that you had this one part where you were like, all right, there's, you know, like you went into you're symptomatic. There's, you know, you get started with treatment to get out of pain, right? So you get injections, because nothing, you know, you can't touch whatever it is. You get injections. You go to pain management. I think you use the pain management, and then all right. So let's just say all that works, and you're out of pain. Everybody did their job. Insurance stops paying. You go home. A year could go by. 2 years could go by. Nothing that created that situation has gone away. So there's no reason for that situation to not return.
Right.
So you just kind of dance back and forth. That's what
Right.
everybody does. They dance back and forth
Right.
between those two. And then what you're saying is, all right, let's get you out of the acute pain so you can begin the process of
Restoring proper.
Changing.
restoring and healing. And then the other thing I got out of it, which I thought was awesome, because again, I used to do these classes when I had a practice for 17 years in Washington Heights. I used to do these classes, so we all do it a little different. It's always good to see how other people do it. But what I love about CBP now, because I didn't really know anything about your methods, is it's engineering and structure.
Yeah.
Right. And for me, it's always been more functional and biochemical,
Right.
and that can only take me so far.
This is a marriage made in heaven.
Right.
No.
Structure and function.
Yeah.
Where did you hear that before?
Right, but I mean, he talks about it's not just so you function follows structure. Is that or
Structure dictates function.
structure dictates function?
Right.
Okay.
Cannot
I
possibly be
would
the other way
always
around.
say the
It's
other
not-
way around.
Cannot be.
I would always say the other way around.
Right. But it's not possible.
I think it's.
What you're trying to say?
I think it's circular.
Right. But it's
Are
not.
you talking about a safety
But
pin?
It's not.
But it's
Safety
not.
pin cycle?
No, it's not. No, you cannot have proper function without proper structure. It's neurologically impossible.
You cannot have proper structure without proper function.
Yeah, you can.
How?
If I strip
If you
away
bit all the calcium,
muscles
yeah,
and the ligaments
and the
from
bones.
your spine, they collapse onto the ground.
Right.
And it's your brain that's ultimately giving you your three curves.
It is your nervous
Right.
system.
Yeah.
That's your brain. Your
Yes,
brain
it
does
is.
control the nervous
So
system.
the nervous system, by definition, is not structure; it's function.
Fight! Round one.
If that was the case, then then removing subluxations alone would restore proper curves.
This is good.
So that's why it's
Yes.
right.
Okay.
But it does not
But
ever.
Hence why I
Right,
practice the
because-
way I
because the
practice.
limit-
Practice.
That's why
the
he's a
limitations
failure.
of matter. The
My failure is it's sitting in my freaking podcast room
That's
right
right.
now. A complete
Just
failure.
But when
Just
I when I
teasing you.
when I let this fucking 8-pound bowling ball hang back with the
What's that thing called again?
Demerol.
Yeah.
with the Denerol, that
It sounds like a medication, by the way.
Demerol.
that
Yeah.
allows right, that allows the ligaments to actually
plasticity, change
allows
shape.
for plasticity to occur. So I agree with you that
Called creep.
over time,
Creep.
over time, the limitations of that creep is going to prevent your nervous system from putting you in the proper position.
Optimal health.
So, right, but if you have a 2-year-old
Mhm.
who's subluxated,
Mhm.
it's more likely to be functional than structural. You have a 60-year-old, it's more
Right.
likely to be a greater degree of structural problem because time is
Well, if you have a 2-year-old, it's more likely to be. It depends on what you're talking about because you're like, give me an example. Like a 2-year-old comes in with
a headache.
whatever.
Torticollis.
Torticollis. That is a symptom of a functional problem. That's why you adjust them and they improve.
Mhm.
We work the soft tissue too. Just so,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a soft tissue.
you can
guy.
waste your time, but it's up to you. I mean, you can build.
I'm gonna have
So
Dr.
it
Schmaus come
feels
here and
good.
save me because Dr.
Okay.
Schmaus knows over
Okay,
there.
you
So,
can bring
good
him in.
morning, Doc.
I don't mind hurting his feelings. I'm all about that. I do it all the time. No, you
This
of
is what we were
course,
talking about before.
of course. What I hurt people's feelings?
Just we wish we had the balls to be an 85-year-old
Yeah.
dirty man. But
Oh,
who we were talking about? Oh, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
okay.
Shh. Okay.
Okay, but yeah. So
Being someone who can say whatever the fuck they want.
right, yeah.
not-
So
not give a
yeah,
shit.
yes, but no, because when a 2-year-old comes in and they need to be adjusted, they're getting adjusted. You're adjusting their spine. You're removing the subluxation, which
Mhm.
is a structural problem causing a functional issue, right? So functional is symptom based. It's exactly like
The torticollis is by definition a muscle spasm, an adaptation to protect something.
Right.
The body's not going to just go into spasm for the hell of
It
going
just
into
doesn't do
spasm.
this for some reason.
Right. And it's whether it's being,
There's a miscommunication going on, and the
Miscommunication,
idea is
firing,
It's
So
not
you're-
just the SCM getting very tight.
But why would that happen?
Right.
A muscle doesn't fire itself.
right.
Correct.
The nervous system had to
It has
tell
to-
that
it
to
has
do
to
that.
tell it to do that.
So when you restore the structure, which is removing the subluxation, so restoring structure in a child is just like an adjustment.
Yeah.
Because
Simple. There's no creep. There's no
creep. The ligaments are still very
bone spurs
nice and paying good attention. So it is a function. It is a structural issue, but we're just restoring function by adjusting them.
Right.
So that's where it becomes, that's why all chiropractic really works great in children. Right, because there's not a lot. You don't have to take muscles and ligaments and creep and plasticity and piezoelectric forces and things like that into place. So you can just adjust a child and be like, "Mom, bang, your kid's going to be fine. You could do it." Right. So
How many times have I said I hate you guys?
A lot.
So
so that's why I think like I did. You see those X-rays those before? and
yeah,
after X-rays of kid?
that was like the beginning of the intrigue, and I was showing that to a lot of people
Right.
too.
And that's a short amount of visits.
40 visits.
That's less than that. I think that might be 21. Right.
How old was that person?
Mid 30s.
All
Right.
right.
So it's it's all. It's
And
all,
the thoracic spine, you don't adjust the thoracic spine?
that's only doing the thoracic spine.
Oh, you didn't even do that's thoracic spine manipulation and then curve.
There's no
curve-
manipulation going on
Right.
in his
Right. No,
office.
no, we don't.
It's all adjustments.
Yeah, it's a specific adjustments of mirror image to restore proper function so that the corrective care part can take its place. What did we do on this young man? We did definitely thoracic adjustments. He does decompression, does all mirror image exercising. We don't do physical therapy exercises because I just don't believe in them. Sorry. Not that they're bad.
Mhm.
It's just different. It's a different
I
understanding
think
of
it's your goal. Your goal
The
is different
goals.
than physical
Right.
therapy goals.
right. So and then so here's my thing. If someone's neck is kyphotic, right? You know what that means.
Listen to this. fuck.
Right? Just teasing you.
Yes,
So
okay.
someone's neck is kyphotic and you exercise that,
You're strengthening it in the wrong place.
you're strengthening it.
And
Right
it's
there.
that's why that's I hear having chiropractic, physical therapy, occupational therapy, acupuncture, the chiropractic comes first on the spine to correct the spine before we strengthen. I think that, and then, by the way, I think that goes for every joint in the body because we do shoulders, knees, hips, and we want to correct the structure of the spine, the structure of that joint before we strengthen.
Well, how
I
do
think
you-
where physical therapy
but
goes
how do
wrong,
you-
they go right into strengthening
Right, but how do you know you're correcting it?
because I'm the greatest of all
No,
time.
I agree, but not you. How does a chiropractor know he's correcting the spine?
Got it. I get what you're trying
before
to
you're
say.
doing the PT.
Yeah.
You're asking them how they feel.
No, I mean, come on. We evaluate. We palpate.
Right,
We
but-
range of
Right,
motion.
but
you
are you-
palpate. Does this hurt? Does that hurt?
Oh,
Are you
listen
tight
to this
here?
guy.
Right.
So you may be a basic ass chiropractor like that, but this guy
Right,
is
but
not.
But just for you should take one person a month and take a post X-ray on them. And,
I have. It's so funny because
Right.
you sparked so much. Because now I have this conversation with my patients. I said, my friend Chris up at da, and they're like, well, what does mine look like now?
Right. And you don't
But
wanna
I'm
take
not
that
doing.
X-ray.
Yeah, I don't want to take that.
No,
Actually,
you
'cause I'm
better
not doing
not.
curve
You
correction.
better not.
We're
don't
not
want-
doing anything for curve
Right.
correction. Like I'm another thing. I'm adjusting so that the nervous system will take care
Okay,
of that.
so
inside.
so let's take that patient, come in, acute pain, they have an experience, go through the entire process, strengthening soft tissue, adjusting. 6 weeks go by, pain-free, functional, back to work, everything. Neck is kyphotic.
coming back.
Well, again,
No, they're coming to me.
they're
I gotta
kyphotic,
Send them to you.
and,
No.
and we agree that
They're
a
just
cervical
gonna find
kyphosis is a
No, they're
bad.
going to do it here.
We agree that a cervical kyphosis is just not a place to stay.
Absolutely.
Right.
Cannot. That's absolutely cannot be.
and
kyphotic.
and so we agree that there's 3 curves in the spine, and that's the optimal position that we should be in. That's normal and healthy. If your neck is in kyphosis as opposed to a lordosis, there's going to be tension
And the cord,
on the cord,
everything,
those
muscles, ligaments, the cord, the spinal cord gets stenotic, decreased blood flow, decreased nerve flow.
nerves. You have 5 decompression tables.
Yes.
What are the indications to do decompression on the cervical spine?
Just radiating, or for people who are a little bit older, like severe arthritis, but that's just for range of motion.
Right.
I'm not.
You're not decompressing a disc at that point.
No, you're just increasing range of motion. Letting a little. Remember, getting the
Yeah.
pumping. The whole
Mhm.
mechanism. So
Disc imbibition.
disc imbibition, right? Fancy guy. And then
I have to look smart in front of these two
No,
guys.
I'm not smart. Mostly just for radiating pains, stiffness. It's good. It can stretch elderly people.
Yeah.
Helps them with their stenosis and things like that. Symptom-wise.
Oh, what was that?
Symptom-wise.
Oh,
Yeah, symptom. It's important to take care of
Yeah,
symptoms.
absolutely. I figured about 80% of my practice comes in
symptoms.
With
symptom-based
symptoms.
care. What we call the crisis mindset.
Of course.
Yeah. And then we have to retrain them, educate them, and
I'm excited to go up there.
There's
And
not-
I'm thinking about, I don't know, what kind of space do I do? And do you need decompression? Cervical traction work or no? Like my little,
it's decompression, right?
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just thinking, like, because I'd love to bring some of the stuff in here. And I actually talked to Greg about it this week.
Yeah.
Like, can we do some of this? I talked to John. I'm like, take a look at my closer office. Can we do it here? Because they're like, oh, well, how do you want me to work? Da, da, da. I'm like, whoa. I want you to be you. Right. I've already got my patients. I'm not capturing the people who want the care that you provide. So if you're going to come here, I want you to do what you got to do because,
It's a delicate
Yeah.
dance because the learning curve is going to be,
I'm not learning CBP in 3 weeks.
no, you probably you probably could.
the gold mine sitting in I don't mean gold mine just from a financial perspective, but just as far as abundance goes of people getting well, sitting in your office is that you don't educate them. He does. Even if you were to just educate within your model and don't change a thing and just add that piece that says, so once you're done, once you feel better, what brought you here, here's an opportunity to take you somewhere else.
That education happens in our rooms every single day. We're not a pain clinic, and we say we're not a pain
Oh,
clinic.
okay.
We are educating. Like, listen, unless you correct what caused the problem to come here today, and again, how are you supposed to correct
But your
somebody
health-
who's sitting in front of a computer 10 hours? That's their job, right? So how do you change?
Is
that?
your
We have
health
to-
insurance responsible for that correction?
Ah,
So what is your health insurance responsible for? Where does that relationship end?
and right?
And then the correction, again, it's like going to the gym, like physical therapy. Your health insurance going to pay for the physical therapy it takes to get your post-surgical knee functioning to a level of being
Maximum
pain-free.
medical improvement.
Maximum. But then if you say, all right, I'm going to go join Lifetime Fitness, well,
Health insurance
comes
ain't
out of
paying
your
for that.
pocket,
That's
right.
right.
so
That's not rehabilitation. That's exercise.
Right.
And that's what I try to educate my patients when I'm going to say, you're going to go to physical therapy. Oh, I can do it at the gym. No, I'm like, no, you're going to recruit and you're going to, no, that's isolation and exercise with a purpose. And I don't even like to call physical therapy exercise. It's rehabilitation.
I don't like
It's
to call
different
health
than-
insurance health insurance. It's not health insurance. It's
Are we going to get into this whole
it's-
United
it's
Healthcare thing at all? Or
prepaid.
no? This guy? Did you hear
You-
that they
you-
killed the
somebody told me
CEO?
yesterday.
Yeah.
Somebody told me
Yeah,
yesterday.
And you
were
hear-
talking about it
listen,
yesterday morning.
As much as there's people out here in this world that I don't like, what's going on right now is like people are like, again, what we were saying is people are getting on that health insurance is a manipulative game of profit and this, that, the other thing. At least that's what I heard. I don't know.
Rumor has it.
But rumor has it, right? But the fact is, people are out there in public saying, "Well, maybe he denied and did it." I'm like, "Are you? This person was murdered, and it's
Right.
like crazy." But
Yeah.
like, I mean, again, there is venom against insurance. I have venom against insurance. I don't like what
I
their
love
model is
insurance
because why?
because it helps me have my patients pay cash.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Well,
right.
insurance in and of itself,
Exactly
because
right.
patients are paying cash here. Why? Because their copays are
Because their
$100.
insurance has left them sick and
Yeah.
financially beaten.
Yeah.
This is an investment in their health.
People think that every visit they make to a doctor is the responsibility of their health insurance. The word insurance implies that something rare might happen to you, and therefore you need to pay a premium so that the rare thing, when it does happen, you're covered.
I don't like the term premium. You should have to pay a monthly fee because premium, you shouldn't have to pay a premium. Why are people paying $30,000 a year before they get 1 ounce of health care provided to them?
Because it's not health insurance, it's prepaid health care that we know everybody is going to use. So it's a shared pool of
When
money.
you say, yeah, well, I mean,
It's a shared pool of money. So if we're going to sit there and say every single person that walks into a doctor's office for their annual exam with LDL above 80 is going to get a statin drug, well, where's the money? That's not insurance that pays for the statin drug. It's not like something bad happened to you. And like it's not like your house went on fire, you put the fire out, and now you need to use your insurance to rebuild what was damaged. Your LDL is up, and there's some standard of care that says, oh, we should lower that with this drug. That's not, insurance shouldn't be paying for that. That's got nothing to do with insurance. That should come out of your pocket. If you choose to lower your LDL below 80 milligrams per deciliter for whatever reason they have to do that, it's not like you were unlucky and got LDL go up.
Right.
You know,
I like that.
So-
That's a
so
new
this
disease. The
is-
LDL go up?
The LDL go up.
yeah,
LDL
LDL go up. The two things that come out of an annual health checkup, which is complete bullshit, is blood pressure medication and statin
Statins,
medication.
yeah.
That's it. Everybody. Why is insurance paying for that?
Well, and
Insurance
glucose
should
and
not pay for
metformin
that.
and
Yeah,
right? Because
exactly.
nobody, our world sugar is not going down, right?
You know what I mean?
Right, but it's
Snacks.
not an event.
I
an
can eat
unforeseen
healthy
event.
snacks.
There are healthy snacks.
I can eat healthy. Are nuts not healthy? I mean, again, it's not carnivore,
Nuts
but
are
nuts
healthy.
are not healthy.
Nuts
No,
are
no, no,
great.
it's
No.
not.
I like nuts.
It's not a.
Nuts are great.
Yeah, no, that's a great.
These
Mm.
nuts.
These
Hey-oh.
These nuts. Yeah, that's fun. So you're gonna bring in some guys, but it's
You need to have the whole clinic be that.
no. But you need to educate.
But there
patients.
is no doubt that there's some kind of fucked up game that people who need their insurance, people with let themselves get to the point of stage 3 or 4 cancer, and insurance companies are playing games.
Yeah.
Deny and all that
Delay,
stuff. So-
denied.
But
I mean,
but does that mean the person running the company in charge of their
Profit?
their bottom line and profit? And by the way, you know what the average profit margin is on health insurance companies across the country? And there's not that many health.
Where
insurance.
is this statistic that you're about to spout coming from, though? Right, because the books are cooked, right? So, go ahead. I want. Go ahead. Give me the stat. What is the
No,
the average profit?
So it,
$3 billion.
it was my understanding
This is
that
probably a percentage, right? Margin.
it was my understanding for years. I thought it was 9%. And then I heard another one that was 2%. So let's just say I have no fucking idea.
Morning.
Morning.
All right.
Let's just say I have.
Well,
no
are we
idea.
staying right there between 2 and 9%?
Yeah.
No, you
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
factual stat.
no. But here's what's factual. Here's what's factual. It's a highly regulated industry
Yes.
where you have to turn to the state for approval
Yes.
to raise your premiums.
Keep going.
And it has to be based. So the profit margin is built into that. The
Yes.
margin.
But
margin.
the numbers that are used to provide that are
Cooked.
billable. So how much do I bill for a visit versus how much do I get paid for a visit? Their profit is not based off of what they're actually paying me. It's based off of the bills that are coming in.
Right.
That is what's considered their overall
That's how they
expense. Let's
determine
call
the
it
premium.
That's correct.
That's how they determine
Right.
the
So
premium.
even though I'm billing $400 per visit, I'm getting paid. I don't bill $400. I'm getting paid $35 a visit.
Right.
Do you understand what they're on their expense sheet? What it is? It's $400, even though they're only paying. So that extra $365 is not. They're counting that as an expense. It's not an actual true expense, and so that's why the numbers are so hyper inflated.
I never knew that.
It's so hyper inflated.
You're so smart.
It's so ridiculous that they're
1%.
able to do that. That's what the actuaries are doing there. And it's not, that shouldn't be the case. And I don't believe those profit numbers or those margins are accurate as a result of that.
You know, in healthcare, there's a lot of like entrepreneurial, you know, a lot of people in the entrepreneurial space as far as doctors go. They have great ideas. And as soon as I hear a great idea and they say insurance companies are going to love it because we're going to save them so much money, insurance companies are not interested in saving money.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, the
bills.
the more people who need a $50,000 open heart surgery, the better, because the premiums stay high. They negotiate the fees. So
the states and the federal government?
If the state only allows you, let's just say the state allows you on paper 2%, 4%, 6% profit. Okay, 6% of $1 billion is a hell of a lot less than 6% of $100 billion.
Yes.
So how do you increase that 6%? You don't increase the percentage, you increase
volume.
The
That's
volume.
it.
So people, they're interested in people being sick.
Absolutely.
You know.
And the other thing that went on, which got reversed, you probably maybe not heard about this. Blue Cross Blue Shield of a few states decided that they're going to cut off paying for anesthesia at a certain amount of time.
That's right.
So you did hear about this, right? That got reversed. I kept on saying,
stop like anesthesia after a certain amount
they
of
won't
time.
pay for it. Like, so if the patient went under and it was a 1 hour case, for example, they have an algorithms that said it's whatever it may be. If you go over an hour, you're not getting the anesthesiologist is not getting paid to do that. Yeah,
gotta go.
I mean, bye. Sorry, I'm not getting paid for this.
Gotta hurry.
So I mean, but the fact is, I have been saying for about 7 years now that at some point the insurance companies. They're making these things and they're getting away with it. I swear to you, there are people in the back room being like, oh, let's try to get this. Holy cow, they let us do this. Are you kidding me? Let's try to do this. Holy cow. And then finally they're going to hit a point when I think this was one, and I hope this opens up a huge bag of worms, because they're not, some of them are not doctors, right? So I don't know, they're using research and stuff like that. And they're going to say that your open heart surgery should only take 2 hours.
Yeah.
And after that, they were so brazen to say that we're not going to cover that. Like, I can't even understand the methodology, the thought process, and even bringing this to the public. Like, even if it came up in a private room somewhere, like, oh God, I wish we could do that. The profits would go through the roof. But they actually did this. They actually came out with this, and I just don't understand that. What am I missing? So,
it goes.
Because I like to look at it from their point. I get it. It's a business, and if I was an insurance business, I would be making the same decision.
Here's the bottom line, and this is honest, and this is what happens. And I see this in the chiropractic profession, probably more because we're in the chiropractic profession, but this is happening with surgeons and orthopedics. And I have, you met our holistic nurse, right? This week, right? So she told me a few stories, and that's why she quit being the number. She was the youngest nurse, whatever, but she saw some really horrific things. Surgeons, chiropractors do things that are paid billable.
Right.
That's the bottom line. You guys fuck it up.
Right.
Every fucking buddy. That surgery could have been done in 45 minutes, might take 2 hours because I'm billing 2 hours of anesthesia.
I haven't billed an insurance company since 2013.
Right. That's the problem. People are getting therapies chosen on insurance coverage. Chiropractors are getting modalities. Like, how can I
But that's why I charge people. So I'm letting them know, like, your insurance is not like this is my treatment plan. All right, I get it. I'm different.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the incentives. Like, I get on calls with doctors and I'm coaching them, and they're like, I need to, I'm just not making money. What can I bring in to help my bottom line? And they want to bring in like, these therapies, like, and all of these things that are payable, or they're in the state. Like, we were on the beach, not too long ago, and a couple of brothers wanted to open a clinic specifically because that state covered so much chiropractic and extra stuff. So they're not going, what state's going to be the best for creating health within the humanity? They're like, let's pick a state that has the best insurance coverage. Let's go there. Using the system. We do this to ourselves. The surgeons are doing this to ourselves.
It's business people.
Those they're business people, but you can't be a business person in a healthcare provider. You have to be ethical. You have to be health first.
First of all, everybody's supposed to be ethical, but also we should be able to. Okay, but we should be able to make
that word.
Make a living. We should be able to make a living.
But you make a living being great.
That's great. I feel like I'm great. I mean, I've built great clinics, but the fact is, when I take my 11-year-old son to go get his haircut, I don't know what type of training they get. I know they have to have a license and stuff like that, and they're getting paid $9 more for their half an hour than I'm getting paid after going to save, not saving lives, but to save whatever. That I don't believe that's acceptable. I don't believe that's acceptable. I can't imagine how.
But again, you're asking somebody else to pay.
Right.
And they have a value structure and you accept it or you don't.
And it's built up of all the other fucking chiropractors
who messed everything up.
Causing problems. Like when there was these.
No,
but why don't
therapists are
everybody?
That's true.
I mean,
everybody. But there's surgeons, everybody. But police the bad people. Don't police the whole, right? I mean,
listen,
they have enough information. They know their algorithms. It is so. It's not. They could tell exactly who is manipulating.
There's so many ways to fix this.
Yeah,
yes, there is.
That we're
but you know what? You're. I feel bad for you, but I feel
you,
way. No,
I needed sympathy and pity. Yeah, I need pity.
Not you specifically. I'm talking about like you're talking
the guys who are doing the right thing and getting.
But even still, you're talking about someone who bills insurance and they were getting $140 a visit. Now they're only getting $60 a visit.
35.
But then you now go take it to a whole.
By the way, the 140 that was like.
Based off of fair health.
Was that the correct value?
That's based off of fair health. I thought that was the correct. No, listen. Do I need $400 a visit? No,
right.
But like I think 140.
But you wouldn't say no,
right?
I mean, listen.
That just gets to me. Here's a whole. Here's a whole.
Oh, here we go.
Another thing.
Look at him.
He's lighting up because this drives me so crazy, and this is why everyone's so fucked up. First of all, let me get this one out. A surgeon does a surgery, and he gets paid $100,000. Now he might get $30,000. That is a way worse kick in the nuts. So I feel bad for the doctors, surgeons, and everyone.
Agreed.
Right?
100%.
You could take your $60 loss.
It's literally exactly what I said. I'm like, I don't feel bad for me.
Right,
I know when the insurance is getting worse. Listen, people can afford $100 for me.
Right. These
people can't afford a $20,000 surgery. They're paying
surgeons and anesthesiologists. They're getting destroyed. Do you see the surgery? Yes. My mom had her hip surgery. They paid her 42 cents. They paid her 42 cents for a hip surgery.
What was when you were you ever billing insurance? Dude, did you ever bill insurance?
It's been a decade.
No.
I got a check. I got a straight up check for 3 cents.
Yeah, I got a 1 cent check.
It was cost. So I can tell you how many years ago it was. Stamps cost 41 cents.
Yeah.
And I got a 3 cent check.
And I didn't
41. It cost them 41 cents just to mail it. It cost the envelope, the person that did it, and they sent me 3 cents. I think I had it up my office.
Oh, great! I was gonna say, if you don't cash it, they got interest. They got to constantly send another letter to see if you cash it. Yeah. So. The other thing is, and this is right.
I got him.
God, it's just funny, and this is where he's just triggered something that we always felt weird about. Was like, did you feel it was worth $140? Right? And you're saying yes, but then I say, and not you specifically, I say to the
you don't have to qualify. It's
no
specifically.
No. And just in general, like even with people when I'm trying to create care plans for doctors' offices, and then I'm like, well, what do you charge for a cash visit? And they're like $50. I'm saying, what do you get from the insurance for that visit? $140. Right. Well, what never in my entire life made sense to me. So I always billed when we used to do out of network insurance. Yeah. I always billed the exact same amount as my cash visit.
That's it. That's what we do.
Right.
Hold on.
I get paid more for my cash visit than I get for my insurance visit.
Your reimbursement.
No, billed. Well, yes, my reimbursement, but we billed the exact same amount.
Let me illustrate. I think what you're trying to say.
Yes.
What
the two knuckleheads over here are talking about.
A buddy of mine is getting work done in his house, and he's got, back in the day, plasma TVs were heavy. Right?
Yeah.
And they got this guy, and so the worker pops a bicep tendon off the bone, and the guy's got no insurance. So the owner of the house is like, he calls up his homeowner's insurance, and homeowner's insurance is like, well,
He's got to have workers'
you
comp.
got 10 grand. No, there's no workers' comp, because it wasn't an employment relationship.
Yeah.
It was a homeowner's insurance thing, and it was that you got 10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
So he calls another buddy of his who's working at, whatever the hospital is, the local hospital. All right, so we got to reattach this bicep tendon. What is this going to cost? Well, with the nurse and this OR and the surgeon, you're looking at around $35,000. It's like, fuck, I only got 10 grand. He goes, stop by the office. We have so goes to the office. He goes, my office manager will walk you through what we do with our
Cash.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, you don't have insurance? Go to this desk.
Mm-hmm.
And they go to that desk, and they don't use the hospital, and they don't use the surgical
Center. Yeah.
No, they don't use the hospital. They don't use the all those facilities. They have a surgical center, and everything soup to nuts was $6 grand. Okay, why? Because they have two systems: an insurance system and a self-pay system. And because the self-pay system has to make profit, it has to make profit. We can't. We're going to get more $6,000 cases, and the profit could be
Volume.
50%.
Yeah.
The
You're gonna make it up in
could be
volume.
because you have a surgical center that you own, you have your own staff, you're not paying for a hospital and all the crazy shit that comes with the hospital. But then you got to say to yourself, we built an entire system in our country that's wasting $35,000 in hospitals when they could go to a bunch of these small clinics that are profiting at $6,000.
Right.
Right? Why? Because we have a third-party payer,
Yeah.
and the third party doesn't have a value structure
Correct.
other than the bottom line.
And private equity doesn't care about anything. Do you know how much 2 Motrin 800s are when you get them in the hospital? 2 pills.
Yeah, like
yeah,
900
like a million
bucks,
bucks.
No. Come on, you guys are exaggerating.
$100.
It's $118.
Yeah.
$118. How much if you go to CVS?
Yeah.
You get a bottle of 30 of them
Well, that's
for $2. How
why-
dare you? And you're going to justify listen, I get it. $2 here, but you have
Because
a nurse, a doctor,
somebody
make it
made a clinical
$12 for
decision.
that. 100, and guess what? The insurance company pays that.
Right.
That's okay because that's the model. Private equity here, private equity here. But we.
Well, that's why I just don't understand. Like, if you charge cash 60, the insurance should be billed 60.
Yeah.
Right. And that's it. They shouldn't be billed 140 and I only get 30. Right.
But you're also committing insurance fraud if you're doing manipulation, adjustments. Sorry, you're doing traction.
Mhm.
You're also doing soft tissue,
Mhm.
traction, decompression. All those are these. This is a fee for service, right?
Yeah.
So you have different CPT codes for this.
Yeah.
So you're saying you charge $12 for each service.
I have
or
it mathematically formulated to equal my cash visit.
Is that manipulating or
No, that's my fee
okay.
schedule.
All right.
I'm-
So
I'm
I mean,
like-
for us, when
My
we
fee
do,
schedule is
Right.
is-
If you're going to bill an insurance company,
it should be exactly the same. I agree. We bill exactly the same. If you come here, and I did that because that's legally, it's like you have to bill the insurance the same as you bill cash. You can't have a dual fee schedule. I'm like, okay, so here we go. So when I treat a patient, it's $125. It's a bill for $125 to the insurance company. It's a bill for $125 to the patient.
Right.
That's what it is.
I had this thing I used to do. So GHI in New York is a shitty insurance. So you get somebody come in, they have no insurance, and they need an MRI.
Yeah.
So you call the different MRI centers, see what kind of
Deals they got.
deals they got, right? But
Right.
they say, how much is a lumbar MRI? Well, $1,200 because that's what they bill the insurance, $1,200. Then you say, do you accept GHI? Yes. Okay. So you'll accept $341 because that's what GHI
That's what
pays.
pays.
right.
And then you get.
Hold on. Well, I want to know what the answer is.
And then you get the pay. Well, I have a patient. Oh, they have GHI? No, they don't have GHI. But you accept GHI. You accept $340.
Right. That's good.
I already know what the reimbursement is for GH. I've been doing this for long enough. Right.
That's fun.
This is going back some
Yeah.
time, but still, that was the
Argument.
argument. And sometimes you get an MRI center that said, all right, send them in. Right. The MRI is going to sit there empty, no matter
Right.
what. So they'll take the $341. They're making profit.
On Franklin, they do Franklin Boulevard over by Bosco. They have an MRI center.
Yeah.
They do cash rates all the time.
Everybody does cash
Yeah.
rates.
Everybody. does cash rates.
Everybody does
I
cash
think I paid
rates.
$300
But
for a cervical
I
MRI.
can justify a reduction in the cash rate because do you have Any idea how much staff I have? Just doing billing, right? And I again, bringing it back to United Healthcare guy, they said that 23% of all their claims in network get denied, which is double any of the other insurance companies ever, right? It is literally, I have people, first of all, that have to bill. Then they get the denial and they have to appeal. Then they have to. I have so many people on staff just fighting to get paid 10 cents on the dollar in 2 years that if you just pay me cash, that's overhead gone, right? So I don't have to charge as much. And I hope the world is listening that if a fair rate was paid, or if it was easy to just do my service and get paid a proper amount for that service, all of healthcare will come down because I can reduce staff, I can reduce overhead, I can reduce all this kind of stuff.
Well, you could do that.
How?
Just don't take insurance.
Right.
Right.
Don't take insurance.
Well, I mean, you just answered your own solution.
But it's not the way it should be. I pay. I'm a patient and
I'm
a patient and a doctor. I don't pay. I don't pay $30,000 for my family to be insured.
I'm saying you could do your exact solution, right? You could lower your cash value right now and say we're lowering this because we're no longer going to take insurance. We want to make it affordable to everybody.
By the way, but what
and
we're
fire
really
10 people and then not have to do anything.
if we break it down to supply and demand, if we break it down to supply and demand, how do you increase the demand for what you do? What procedures do you have in your office?
Education.
Increase the demand. Spot on, right?
That's it.
That's it. People, nobody's going to pay $20 for something they think is worth
10,
15 or 10, but they will pay $2,000 for something they think is worth $5,000, right? So it's a value proposition, and that conversation is not going on between you and an insurance company,
right?
Like
It's with you
it's
and
a
the patient.
third-party payer.
Right.
Whenever there's a third party, the whole supply and demand equation is
If
gone.
you want to know the value of your office, you top taking insurance, wait a month and see who's still standing in your office. Right. And that's, and that goes for everybody. When we decided we weren't even going to do out of network stuff anymore, we did it, shit happened. And then we rebuilt up and, we started making changes to our talk and
systems.
Systems. And you start realizing where all the little, your game on education and communication has to be so top notch and unrelenting if you're a cash office.
Yep.
You don't get the luxury of going, oh, it's going to be $15 a visit right now. And then, we'll reevaluate and see, it's over $4,000 right at that moment. Right. So it's a whole nother level, but it's also,
and then you got to deliver.
Well, I mean,
see, that's the thing. So education, somebody who's listening to this might say, oh, you see, the chiropractors are brainwashing people, right?
Yeah.
Well, great, but you got to deliver the goods. If you don't deliver the goods, people are not going to pay anything.
Do you have core values in your? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you have core values. So my number one core value is a wow experience, right? And that has nothing to do with anything.
Deliver.
Wow. But number two is we expect results because we're not doing the insurance game. Right. When I make a treatment plan, I don't care. I don't even know what your insurance is going to cover. I'm making my treatment plan. This is what you need. Yeah. I'm sorry. You need chiropractic, physical therapy, and acupuncture. You need all three of them. Right. And you need them on the same day because this is the reason why. And I'm going to educate it. And I'm like, and they're like, well, it was my insurance. I have no freaking clue if your insurance covers this. I have no idea. I doubt it.
That's the right way to have the conversation.
And so then they pay for the difference. If your insurance doesn't cover you, this is what you're all going to owe. If I'm going to do ART, which is active release technique, is not covered by insurance. Groston, that's not covered by insurance.
But it's a small. Your leap is small because
there is some stuff that's covered.
Right. Plus, you're talking about how many visits.
Small. I mean, how long do I have to do that for? 12 visits, 16 visits,
and then you reevaluate them, and then they go on their way, or you hopefully do some wellness visits on them if you educate
absolutely.
them.
And then there are people that come in and do maintenance, and I'm so proud of them because they get it.
Right. And so you have 8 or 12 visits of insurance coverage, some in network, some out of network. And then they're paying the difference of the uncovered therapy.
And that's fair. Yeah. And that's fair because the crisis that brought them into the office is something insurance should pay for.
100%.
As soon as you get them out of crisis, then it's
this was Kelly's argument is the fact that you got these insurance companies now with the pre-authorizations, right? So let's just say you have a patient that can come in for 5 visits. I'm not going to mention any insurance companies or third-party administrators that, the insurance allows you 25 visits or 30 visits, but you only actually get 5. Right. All right. So they do 5 visits and we've done 4 things on that page. We've done decompression, we've done traction, myofascial work, adjustments, and everything like that, and they're getting better. And after 5 visits, you could, okay, great. You can have 3 more visits, but you can only do 1 treatment, 1 type of it. We're like, hold on a second. We just told you that all this was working to get them better.
Right.
So why would you tell me I have to choose 1 to continue this?
Right.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Right. And they're saying they're not pre-authorizations or pre-certs. They're saying whatever they are.
Again, you're arguing with a third-party administrator that doesn't give a shit. They
about the
just,
patient, about nothing. They give a
It's
shit
not
about
that
nothing. Just $1.
they don't know
dollars.
the patient. They don't even know. Like when you're having a one-on-one experience with someone, you're having, there it's a two-way relationship. You're sharing the need and the value. They're sharing their ability to pay. You come to an agreement, and that's it. If they genuinely can't afford it, they can't afford it. They have to go somewhere else.
Yep.
I have a hard time with that. I want to help
Well,
everybody that comes into my office.
yeah,
I have a
but-
hard time with that
But you can't say, all right, well,
because I find a problem. I want to
you
fix
gave
it.
right, but if you're going to say, well, this is $4,000 for, the 1%er,
Yeah,
and then it's $1,500 for somebody else, you
that's the
can't
same
do
as the
that.
MRI center. As
Yeah.
yeah.
You can't.
And
do
we
that.
don't. It kills me. So I mean, we have people who can only afford just the adjustment. So you come in and they just get the adjustment, and I know that's not helping you, but it's better than nothing. And I'll try to send you down the street. They don't want to go down the street. They want to.
If I of all the things that you offer, if they want to, I would say the adjustment has the greatest value.
Of course.
And not getting adjusted is far worse than getting adjusted. So I agree with you.
Right.
Here's what I think you need.
Yeah.
But
how much longer would that adjustment hold? Again, not doing what you do, but in my world, right? If it was your posture is like this and you're sitting in front of a computer and then all your anterior neck muscles are super short and all your posterior muscles are super weak because of this. What? Let me get these longer and let me get these stronger and make the adjustment. You're going to hold. Even if you go back and doing your 10 hours a day in front of your computer, the stronger I can make you, I can loosen you up over here. That's going to hold your adjustment. That's a better care. That's a better care. I feel like, yes, the adjustment holds the highest value of what chiropractors do. But if we can help support
values of all doctors.
Oh, don't get us canceled.
Boom.
Don't get us canceled.
Sorry.
All right.
I was not. I didn't say
He was,
anything.
that's his opinions. This is a formally personal opinion.
Okay.
I want to help people, but like, that's my philosophy. I get that's not everybody's philosophy.
My
but
philosophy is yes, I get that, but I talk about this in my workshop. I just become super uncomfortable taking that kind of money from somebody for just doing the adjustment when I know I can send them to the guy next door. He'll probably take their copay. He'll get the adjustment without any of the structural rehab, and they'll get pain relief. And then if things change, then they come back. Come back and see me when you're ready to truly get healthy. You know, because it's my fees are too high to do that to somebody ethically.
Right.
And that's me. That's just me. Like I'm not going to take the amount of money I charge for someone to get adjusted when I know they can go, someplace and pay their copay.
And then like when I go through the process in your office and I'm doing my mirror image work and then I'm doing the traction work and then I get adjusted. If I see somebody else just going in and getting adjusted and walking out, I'm going to ask. I'm going to say, well, what's different there? Well, he couldn't afford,
right. And be like, that was an option.
Right.
Right. Because most people want to just get the easy way, but so we just
don't mess with it. Send them down the street.
Send them down to we have 2 chiropractors. We have 2 chiropractors.
Yeah, you were telling me that's
smart.
And it's just.
What if they don't want to go there?
Then they got to find a way to make it work. I have all kinds of creative plans and ways to make things right.
Care Credit is free.
I use Care Credit
or whatever it is. I don't need to sponsor Care Credit. Come on.
And all kinds of different things and ways to make it work. And it's just.
I had a patient. We just talked about it yesterday. About hey, use your Care Credit. So, I already am maxed out on my Care Credit right now because my dog got braces or something like that. I'm like,
right.
Well, I mean, the fact is, at least that you're willing to consider Care Credit for your care for you, but like the fact is, like people, are you?
And the other thing is, when you're bringing in the corrective care people, and if you start doing it with the doctors and stuff, is you got to be careful on the care plans. They got to be long and they got to be aggressive.
Yeah.
You're not going to get any change in a 12 or 15 visit care plan,
right?
And, so and you don't want to put out false hope or information. So, while you do
get results, you have to get results.
While you do have people, who understand CBP, it's a delicate dance because the medical research and science behind the amount of correction you can get is based off of visits and science and research and ligament stabilities and things and how much.
Isn't everything repetition and intensity? Wouldn't it fall down into repetition and intensity?
A certain amount of correction based on the amount of structure versus the amount of time. There's some people can do in 30, some people need 40, some people need 72, but all the research on about 12 degrees of correction in 7 millimeters.
And then if you look at their biochemical, if you look at their biochemical health and see that they're insulin resistant, complete train wreck as far as that goes,
it's all going to affect their ability, function, and
by the
structure.
way, speaking of insurance, so you had a major blood panel last week. What did you pay for that?
What did I say, 378 or something like that?
All right. So you got what insurance company would pay like $4,000.
I think it's $3,800.
Yeah, $3,800. You got self-pay for 10% of that.
Right.
Basically 10%. So what does that
take
now?
Kid, you got connections.
Do you think they took a loss on that? Do you think the $378 there's no profit?
No, I think there's profit.
There's profit.
Right.
So think about the profit on the 3,800.
That's awesome. Good for them.
Good for them.
Good for them.
And they're fucking the insurance company, and the insurance company is fucking
in
you,
trouble.
and the insurance company is fucking you, and it costs
How about everybody
dollars to get your family insured?
How about we just all make it even, man? Let's just make it even. Give me a fair reimbursement. I'll give you a fair bill. We do everything fair. Stop making me spend 20 minutes of note taking for every 2 minutes I see a freaking patient. So
that's the main reason why I don't take insurance.
But this system is going to make us super successful always. Our people who think like us, because everyone knows you go to see your doctor, and while you're talking to them, they're just typing.
Right.
They're not even listening.
I don't even know if they're look. I mean, I look. I have somebody helping me out, but like, if I had to do this all. And the volume I see, I hate that.
Listen, how about we just go all cash and just fire some people?
I don't want to fire people. I like people.
Oh, all right.
I'm hiring more people. I need 3 more people right now.
We get rid of 5 people instantly. You let me come in there. I could slim this place down and increase profits in 10 seconds, double your retention.
My goal is not always profits, my friend. My goal is to heal. Where healing hands work their magic. You see that right there on my Instagram wall? That's great.
My daughter is my youngest, Paige. She's a senior at Hills. She's applying for waitressing jobs.
Did you take her out of the bar?
No, that's my oldest daughter.
Oh, that's right. All right.
My oldest daughter. But Paige is looking, but she's gonna, she's gonna be leaving, right? She's gonna go to college. So whatever job she gets is gonna be like 9 or 10 months or whatever. So she's having a hard time, finding a job. But she wants to do waitressing because it's people interaction and
it's the best job.
It's the best job.
Everybody I know is like, we've all been in that service, a waiter, waitress, service industry. I was catering.
It's the best.
My first job ever at 15 years old. I was at Roman Delight at the Nanuet Mall, baby.
Roman Delight.
Yeah, it's great. That's where it all began.
All right. So we're gonna have a conversation with Caleb in the coming week.
Yeah, buddy.
Have a discussion about spinal decompression as a
CSP Enterprises.
I like it.
I just did an age order.
What a dickhead, Chris. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, I thought you were older.
I'm the oldest.
He's the oldest.
Are you? You're freaking grandpa?
You did it
Shit, SCP.
by the amount of hair.
No,
no,
still not.
PCS or SCP.
Polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Just leave it. It's good. It's good the way it is.
I don't know. Whatever I said. That's it's waiting for you guys to approve.
Yes, CSP Enterprises. I like it.
CSP.
Whatever you said it was. CSP.
I don't know.
Yes.
Initiatives. CSP initiatives.
I don't care. Enterprises.
Enterprise.
Sounds nice.
It sounds like we're big.
We are big.
Huge.
CSP Enterprises. Yeah, we are big. We're big time. Yeah. So I'd be interested in hearing what he has to say and.
I wonder if he has like demographics of like, hey man, I think this would work really well in
Well, look, he's got there are 57 locations that they have across the country. They've seen what
successful places are.
What it looks like, and they have it dialed in. Now, one of us is going to have to go down to Texas, or all 3 of us, or whatever, would have to.
I'll go to freaking Texas
and learn their system. And
can't we just bring Caleb up here?
No, you got to go learn their system.
Yeah, Caleb can come up here.
Oh, I'm
Learn
sure
the
if you pay him enough.
Huh. That's what we.
What,
I want to go to. Where is he in Texas?
I have no idea.
Caleb, let us know, man. Put it in
Yeah.
the chat bar, kid.
We'll see
Come on.
we'll see what he has to say. You know.
Yeah.
We'll see what you know what system.
Yeah.
What system is it? What do you mean system?
What do you mean system? He's
Yeah.
kidding.
What kind of system
Like,
is this?
a system. Do I amuse
It's
you?
called- it's
What
called
system?
Genesis
Right.
systems, right? So we'll find out.
All right. I'm in.
Yeah.
We're in.
All right.
Next time.
Next
That's it.
time.
We're done.
I think we're done.
I think we're. Well, what you're trying to say is,
We're trying to
ladies
say-
and gentlemen,
We're done.
we're done.